Well, welcome back to Amy Jo Junk Journals. This is Amy Jo. I am sorry I'm never ready. I always think of stuff I need after I start the camera, which I'm sorry for, but that is how it goes. Let's start. Oh, sorry. I forgot to turn my lights on too. I'm a mess. Anyway, we are going to work on these. I got them all pressed. And I think I said I was going to have some of them backed, but I didn't get to that because once I started doing my closet and got that all done up, I got really excited about my, started working on my craft room, getting it more organized, and I'm really, really happy with the direction it's going. So once I am done getting that done, organized, I will do a room tour and go over everything that I have and things like that, so y'all will see that, see what y'all think about that. So let's see here, get my double-sided tape out here. See, I'm going to put vellum behind these because I really want to see what's, if we can see what's behind there. So I'm hoping you can see this. I guess you can't, so I need to make sure. Let me see if I can move this closer without getting anybody. How I want that come closer. Oh, that's why that won't come closer. Let me see here. Okay, so let's make sure I have the right side up. Pretty sure it's this side. So we'll put some double-sided tape. Get my little brick here. Okay, I don't see my little brick. Let me find it. Okay, got it here. I must have put it away without realizing it. Okay. I'm not going to use glue on this because of the vellum. I'm hoping this will work out. I've never done this before and never really seen it done. I've seen these pockets, but I've not actually seen anybody make them. So I'm hoping this is the correct way to do it, but oops. So I'm hoping this works. I mean, I can put some glue, but with using the vellum, you're gonna see it. And I'm hoping not to see it. I don't want to see the glue, is what I'm saying. I don't want to see the glue. And I should be able to glue them into the journals. And another thing I want to start doing is thinking about making a Valentine's Day junk journal. I have never done like holiday themed junk journals. Now when we go to the craft fairs and stuff, I I have some some Christmas junk journals that I have that I sell at the craft fairs. However, I've never put any up at my Etsy shop or anything like that, so I want to start putting stuff like that up in my Etsy shop. So hopefully you'll be seeing some of those soon, or for the holidays, things like that. So I pulled some stuff out of my stash to hopefully make some or at least one to start with, because you know that stuff I think I have to have done before last minute to make it work correctly. So I need to work on that. So once I get these done, I think I'll have a flip through possibly of at least one junk journal for Valentine's Day. We'll see how that does in my Etsy shop. Yeah, it's only a couple weeks away, so probably just one. But then I will, you know, keep that in the back of my mind, make them first next year, whatever, work on them all year round, and then I will have some stocked up, work on Christmas, work on, you know, fall, things like that. The major holidays that people buy stuff like that for. So hopefully I'll get that started this year. I've had some really great advice from my wonderful friends in the junk journal community. Had a wonderful talk with Junk Journal Joanne this weekend, or this past weekend, so she's helping me right now. Madeline Diet Design has helped me with wonderful advice. I've had encouragement from, you know, everybody in this community, basically, giving me encouragement, and this community is just amazing and it's great. So, ooh. I think that'll be great pocket. So let me get this thrown away. Get this other one put down. And then we'll do the other two and see how many we can just get backed. I also moved my sewing machine closer to me so that I could use it in videos if I wanted to. You know, I could just roll. It would be, you know, not on. If I plan on sewing, okay, that's not gonna work. Plan on sewing something and I wanna make a video while I'm sewing, then I will definitely put it, I can put it on my desk here, but doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to, you know, move the camera and all that. That's just, for me, a lot of ways to screw up something, or a video, screw up a video. However, if I'm making something and I want to show how it's gonna look, or at least one of them would look with it sewed, I can now do that real quick without, you know, it being too much of a hassle, or getting up and walking clear around my desk, because it used to be over there. Now it's right over here. So that's nice. So let's see, and I have, let me grab a journal real quick and we can see how beautiful this would look. These would look in a journal. Oh, look at that. That would make beautiful pages or pockets. I am loving this. Even, you know, anywhere. Glad I finally just bit the bullet and tried it. I really love that. And I would probably sew around those. So let's try these. We do the same thing with these because of them being see-through, and I want to use the vellum. So those are going to be, how do I want to do this? Do I want that to be, yeah, I think that'll be the bottom of the pocket. So the other ones I'm just going to glue, and none of these are straight yet. I have not cut these to make them square, perfectly square. They're still just the, so they probably are not the size I'm going to make them. Right now I'm just putting them on the, so I might have to redo these to get them. This is not the one I like. The one I like using is smaller, but that's okay. It probably got knocked over or lost, or not lost, because it's never lost. It's just in the place I'm not used to it being. Oh, yeah, it has to go all the way around. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm backing these, and it might be, I don't know if, does anybody else have any ideas on how to back these? Because if I use, oh, I could use my Fabrifix. That would work. Positive it would work and not leave, you know, wrinkles. Because I would like them to have stability, a good deal of stability to them. Oh, come on. If you hear something in the background, my husband's doing his online class for CPR. It's crazy when the last time I did CPR, this is back in, you know, 2010 maybe, 2009, 2008, something like that. It was like $10 to do my CPR. And I think that was the last time I did it. Because I worked part-time in a doctor's office and part-time as an STNA in home health care while I was going to school. And but it was only like $10 or $20. He just told me he had to pay, the company didn't pay for him to take his CPR class, and it's mostly online now, and which is crazy, but completely different than how I did it. And he goes, it's somewhere between $60 and $70. And I'm like, oh, well, there's a big difference, honey. What was it? And he's like, I don't know, just go look online. So I went and looked online. $74 to take CPR classes. Now, I don't know if it's different because of him being a BSN, or if it's because, you know, and I was an STNA, or if, you know, what that deal is about, but ridiculous. The price difference, or the price going up. Crazy. I just think that's awful. The difference in the prices. However, you know, he needs it, so he does a lot of codes because he works in a nursing home, so he needs it. I mean, he probably has them a couple times a month, so it's not like he can get rusty at it, but you know, they come up with new things all the time, so He definitely needs to stay up on it, that's for sure. Some of these are really crooked, and I can't cut a straight line to save my life. That's why I have all these cutting tools. So, but these are just gorgeous. So we'll see. I don't, you know, we just might use this, the tape, because double-sided tape, because I really don't like it wet, you know. That didn't keep it see-through-y. However, I still really like it. I also like the way it sounds. So maybe we'll do one. Let's do this one. I want to put white cardstock on the back of this one. So let's try this. I haven't used it for a while. So maybe oops, getting it everywhere. I can use my finger to spread it out a little bit. Maybe that'll help. I do not have good luck with this drying very fast at all. I never have. Let me get a wet wipe. I really don't want it wrinkling. Okay, let's see how that does. We'll do another one, see how this one does. We'll do like experiments. I don't think I'm putting a whole lot on there, especially with you know, smushing it around with my finger. Come on. And I also see. I want to give this some body. There we go. Okay. Well, I got two more to try, so let's try these two. I want to try this with green and that with pink, just to see how it looks. And I have, this isn't going to be cardstock, it's just going to be light green paper. And that's going to be pink cardstock. And then I can let me get some paper towel and blot some of that up. Maybe it's not going to be as bad as I thought. We'll see. Okay, let's do the pink one first. That's the wrong side. Oops. Maybe I don't need to use my fingers. I can just use my little smushy tool. Smush it around. It's so thin. Okay, let's let that one dry. And let's do this one. That is for my wet wipe, not glue. And this is the wrong side, so. Hope I'm in frame. Maybe I should have just sewed these on to the paper. I took my sewing machine. I have a Brother Runway that does a bunch of different stitches, and it was acting up. So I took it down to Marysville with us to Tina's Aunt Mary to see if she could get it running for me back to the way it was, or if it was, see if she thought it was worth putting money in or just getting a new one. And she told me if she couldn't get it running, it wouldn't be worth getting putting money into it because it was older and it would cost $150 just for her guy to look at it. And that wasn't including fixing anything that was wrong with it. So, but she got it running, and she flipped out when she found out that Tina and I use our sewing machines to sew paper. She was like, "Oh my goodness, do you clean it?" And we're like, "Yeah, we clean it. We clean it all the time." And she's like, "Oh my." And see, I used to have a Kenmore. I miss my Kenmore. I had that sucker for probably 25, 30 years before it went bad. Okay, I'm gonna turn my little heat gun on here real quick and see if I can't get some of this to dry a little bit. This one's almost dry. I'm gonna hold it away from my phone this time, or you know, the phone camera. Just so it isn't as loud as it normally is. So how's everybody been? I forgot to ask that. I kind of just jumped in without even questioning anybody. Those two might take a little bit longer to dry, but let's see if I can get these cut out. Let me get my different pair of scissors. What did I do with them? Oh, they're in here. With this bad weather we've been having, it's been pretty boring at work, so I cut some stuff out to make some tags. Madeline inspired me with a gift that she gave me with tags. You guys will see them once I want to make some of them, so I'll show them to you. But yeah, that's something that's coming up too eventually. You'll see them, either me making them or you'll see me putting them in a journal. Sometimes I seem to get more stuff done faster if I just make it and then put it, you know, when I'm doing a journal showing you. Okay. And then I want to take some ink that matches these doilies and go around these edges so that you can't see the paper underneath. You know, I just want to ink up the edges so that it matches these are still pretty wet, but not as wet as the other two. But this is what I'm doing, and I think these will make beautiful journal pockets. Let me show you. I love this. This is so pretty, but I want to square it up a little bit when it's dry, put it through my paper trimmer. But I just think that would make beautiful pockets. Oh, yep, it's really wet right there, but yeah, I just think these are going to make gorgeous pockets. So there's 4 completed, or 6 completed, and then these will dry and I'll get them done. But I have all these other ones I want to make, so they'll be done. I'll get those done. But yeah, thanks for joining me while I experimented. Maybe I'll just sew the other ones on paper, and so it'll be easier. But I really like how these turned out with the vellum. It just gave them some stability, be able to put tucks in them, you know, or I mean, use them. These will be more like tucks instead of pockets just because of how they are, but love it. Might have to make some more of those. These will be pockets. I just love it. You know what? This has been on my list for a while to do, and I had not done because I was afraid to ruin my doilies, but I love it. Thank you so much. I feel so blessed that you all join me in my videos, and you will see the rest of these done up in my journals as I do flip throughs of my journals as they're being completed. So thank you very much for joining me tonight, and I hope you all have a blessed evening. Bye.